Hey everyone, welcome to the VGB's podcast. This is episode 5. I don't even know.
So I think it's
Nikki,
14.
I don't even know.
I think it's 14. Yeah.
We have the I think it's
There's some way to check.
Captivate.fm. Let's see. I think this one's 13. But you might be right. We're gonna find out very soon.
No one's quite sure. That's the thing about podcasts, is that it's impossible to check.
It's impossible to check the episode numbers. This is episode 13.
Wow.
Welcome to the show. I'm one of your hosts, John Warren. With me is my forever co-host, Nikki Grayson. Hello, Nikki.
Hello. I can't believe we've been doing the podcast for 1 year.
For a whole year, folks. Thanks so much. And if you subscribe, that's right, folks. Everyone that subbed for a yearly sub is about to get charged again.
Got your ass.
God, wouldn't that be funny? When I set up all the payment stuff, I had like a 30-day long panic attack that would happen to someone.
Oh, that they would get got
that their
again.
yearly would just get got again. That'd be so bad. So I'm calling from my parents' house in Dallas.
D-Town.
My wife and I closed on a house today, which is very exciting.
John House.
Nikki knows the full story, and it was touch and go there for a little while, but we did it. And
that's the thing, right? Like, you now own the house. You own it from the center of the earth to the top of the atmosphere.
That's right. From the center of the earth, we have the rights to that. And because we have the right to the center of the earth, that's how I know we really own the house.
That's how you know you own the house.
That's how we know.
When they made that documentary, Journey to the Center of the Earth, starring Will Ferrell, that was about people trying to figure out if there was anything underneath their house or above it that they could sell or buy.
Correct.
So,
do you ever I think this process has really made me reflect on how stupid it is that we have carved up pieces of this earth that doesn't care if we live or die. And we're just like, this is ours. And at any point, the universe could be like, it is so deeply no one's. It is so deeply no one's property. It's very funny to me to think about those things. But so we'll be moving here in like 2 weeks, which is crazy.
Wow.
Most of our house is packed up back in Fayetteville. We're living out of boxes.
That's good.
Anne's done an incredible amount of packing.
Thank you, Anne.
Thank you, Anne. Can we get an F in the chat for Anne? Not an F.
Not
a
dead.
Pog.
What? No, you already said it. You already fucking said it. Anne's dead. John said that Anne packed herself into a box like at the end of the Prestige, I assume.
This is so grim, but as we were driving around, we had basically a very protracted house close. This is I'm almost scared to say this, but I'm going to say it. Anne was like, we were so exhausted while we were driving around waiting for the close to happen again, because we had basically a false start, that she was like, to get at these people, maybe we should just murder suicide in the house. Like, go over there and do it.
Yeah.
And I was like,
well, how would you have
the grimmest thing? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think we thought it through.
Flip a coin.
And I'm glad we didn't.
Yeah, that's fair.
But we did do a walkthrough of the house this morning, and we didn't know this because I guess Anne, when she had explored the house, did not actually open the kitchen cabinets. They're all like literally 2 or 3 feet deep. They're like the deepest cabinets I've ever seen. And I was like, oh my God, but they all have drawers that pull out.
Oh,
so
like the cabinets?
It's like all the cabinets have this.
Wow.
And at first I was like, this actually removes some space from the thing. But then I was like, no, because it's so deep.
Yeah, it's so deep. So you can access any. That's sick as hell.
it was kind of sick. So that was a fun discovery. We're waiting for the unfun discovery. You know what I mean?
Right. Like, the bodies and the
bodies. The bodies of the last
skeleton.
The bodies of the last people that said the grim thing that I did, but actually did it.
They followed through.
There'll be skeletons.
I think, do you think it would be more concerning to you to find a fully formed human skeleton in your brand new home in the closet? Or if you found out that actually like the toilet was somehow installed upside down? Or like the toilet actually, like when you flushed the toilet, it actually just like came out in the yard.
Oh, well.
Oh, okay. So
I know the second one is unbelievably tough to fix and inexpensive. Okay. Like really expensive. To me, it's very inexpensive. Skeleton removal seems very inexpensive.
Oh, I could do that. I'll move a skeleton. I don't care.
I'll move a skeleton. I'll pick that. I'll open it up and I'm like, I've watched all 472 episodes of Bones. I could just grab these with my hands.
The thing about Bones, it's not even like you don't have to tell anybody. That's so critical. Because if you tell anybody that you found the bones, then it's a problem.
No.
Right?
Then it's a problem.
But if you just take those things and you toss them, no skin off your back, you're fine.
Yeah, if we told the city of Arlington that like we found bones.
Oh, that's it.
It's like
it's Arlington's house now.
We don't know who owns the bone rights, first of all.
Exactly.
For that house.
Exactly.
And it might be the previous owner, it might be someone else, right?
Yeah.
But like it would create a big snafu for us. We could just not tell anyone.
Yeah, just don't tell anybody. Put that shit in the dumpster across the street. That's what I do.
Actually is. You know what is a sick prank actually that I've never thought about doing, but now I might start, is going to Home Depot and buying one of those skeletons and burying it in every backyard I live in. What a fucking sick idea. How has no one thought to do this? I'm just like, you remove the little like the metal connectors of it and you're just burying the skeletal parts. So
it's because it's not even the first shovel hit. It's the fifth one. It's the fifth dig out where they're like, this is a femur.
This is a femur. It's a human femur.
God, that's funny.
That would be so sick. Why hasn't anyone done that?
Can you buy real bones? Can you buy real bones online?
Yeah, I think from weirdos on eBay, you can buy.
Johnsbones.com.
No way.
Yep. Johnsbones.com is the leading provider of medical human osteology. John Warren, if you had to take a guess as to how much one uncut medical skull is.
Jesus Christ. 2,000?
I'll give you one more guess.
200.
$3,680 for a robust medical skull. The most rare of skulls on the market, this specimen is preserved in its original state with no cuts to the skull. One can appreciate the unspoiled majesty of the human skull. It has all but one tooth present, the beautiful white patina, and no hardware, allowing for easy removal of the mandible. Originally donated by an individual for the purpose of advancing medical science, this skull has found its way to the public market. This skull is responsibly sourced, beautifully preserved, and thoughtfully selected. John, how do you think that it didn't end up in the advancing medical science field and ended up on johnsbones.com?
I don't know. I'm so afraid to say.
They have payment plans for items over $1,000 and they do not ship outside of the United States or to Tennessee, right?
Or to Tennessee.
Well, they don't ship it to Tennessee, Georgia, or Louisiana.
Whoa. What are the fucking rules in Georgia, Tennessee, and Louisiana? You can't send skeletons across state lines? I guess not. Tennessee skeleton laws.
Can I get like a shitty skull for less? You can get a sliced exploded skull for $8,000.
Jeez Louise.
It's kind of sick, though, actually, this one.
It's kind of sick. Let's see. Tennessee Bone Law.
Tennessee Bone Law.
Bone Law. No, I looked up Skeleton Law, which is a cool search.
Yeah. How much do you think? How much do you think a half skeleton is? I'll crucially tell you what comes in it, because it does not specify, and I do have to look at the pictures because it doesn't say.
Okay.
So it's half of the ribs, half of the pelvis, the whole vertebra, the whole spine. It seems like one arm's worth of bones, one foot's worth of bones, one hand's worth of bones, the whole skull, and then femur, tibia, fibia.
I am more interested in the why than the how. Why would you?
Okay, well, here are some customer testimonials. Okay. This one is from a man named David Block. He's a chiropractor. I cannot say enough wonderful things about John's bones, and I look forward to a lifetime relationship with them. This is a picture of a dog. And it says reasonably priced and very good quality is a hard combination to beat. I heard about John's bones at an advanced canine HRD seminar, so I decided to give them a try. John offered a personalized service that made the ordering process quick and simple. So there's that. And then there's Chris, who says John Bones was helpful for me when I was first starting my collection, and I could not be more grateful. And she seems to be an animal care specialist, which is crucially is not human bones. So
it is John's Bones owned by John Bones Jones?
It's probably not owned by John's Bone Joan Jobovi. John's Bone Jovi.
John's Bone Jovi.
I can get you a radii right now with light patina for $7. Oh, it's out of stock. Clavicle for $90, John.
Clavicle for $90.
A real human clavicle. It's got a dark patina on it.
80 for Brady, 90 for clavicle. Incredible.
Oh boy.
What's what are you what's you up?
Yep.
What's going on with you?
Bones, I guess. Nothing.
Clearly.
I don't know. Hanging out. Nothing. Chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool. Everyone around me has the novel coronavirus.
Really?
Yes. So
that's not a good time.
I'm trying to not get the novel coronavirus at this.
You're trying to duck that thing. Huh?
Yes. Otherwise, though, nothing. Literally hanging out. John, I played one video game last week, and it was Fortnite.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's it.
Did you drive car in that?
No, they fixed it.
That's what they fixed it.
Yeah, it's now Dr. Doom. Well, Dr. Doom's not here yet, but Captain America's here.
I don't know why I thought you were going to say Dr. Doolittle.
Dr. Doolittle's here.
Dr. Doolittle Fortnite.
God, that would own.
Mm-hmm.
No, Dr. Doom is here, and he's taking over the island, and it's evil now. So Captain America is here to save the day, and War Machine is here to save the day, and it's good again. They've made Fortnite good. So it seems like the cadence is one of the seasons is bad, one of them is great, and then they just flip flop that back and forth until the sun is going to explode.
Right.
I mean, like you can get multiple chunks of War Machine's armor, so you can get the jump jets and the Dr. Doom's famous pistol.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's in the game. So you can get
Dr. Doom's famous pistol.
You get Dr. Doom's.
What did he call it? I think he calls it, like, he has a name for it. Dr. Doom's pistol. Mm-hmm. It's like grenadine.
Yeah.
No. Come to me, grenadine, and then he makes it appear in his hand.
Yeah, he puts his arm out, and then it comes to him like the hammer,
like the Mjolnir.
Yeah, Mjolnir.
Mjolnir.
I think it's called the Monarch pistol. I don't fucking know, dude.
The Monarch pistol. The Monarch pistol.
So Fortnite. That's in the game from Fortnite. And
Ooh, the
Callie
website
Uchis is in it.
fandom.com wants to know if I'm an adult or I'm a kid.
Oh, well, what are you going to tell him?
If I tell fandom I'm a kid, I know it makes it a lot harder for fandom to work. Yeah. So I just said I'm an adult.
You just told the truth. Occasion. That's fair.
I told the truth. Well, this is kind of a sick looking gun, though.
Yeah, it's automatic. It feels really good. The best feeling weapon in the game right now is Captain America's shield. Because it does all the stuff that you want Captain America's shield to do. It makes the noise.
Does it bounce between
guys? It bounces between guys. Whoa, it makes the noise when you throw it, and it makes the noise when it comes back to you. You can put it up to block all damage from the front. And you can shield bash with it. So it does all of the things that you want. And I think that's when Fortnite kind of shines, is when it is brand city, but then sometimes they're like, oh, we actually have translated the brand city into a gameplay experience. It feels good. You feel more like Captain America than you did in the Avengers when you're dressed up as Ariana Grande holding Captain America's shield.
Yeah. Up in there all night, Rihanna.
Callie Uchis is in the game now.
Nice. Okay.
From music. So she's here.
From music. Cool. Is she related to Camila Cabello?
No relation.
No relation.
But Camila Cabello, Camila Cabello Fortnite. One of her songs is in the game. Well, it was in the game 2 years ago.
Okay.
Here are all of the video games that Camila Cabello's, according to vgos.fandom.com. Wow. Here are all of the video games that Camila Cabello's music appears in. Just Dance 2019, Just Dance 2021, Far Cry 6, Just Dance 2022, Fortnite, Beat Star, and Madden NFL 25.
That's kind of wild.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good mix.
That's a good mix.
You think she's ever played Madden before in her life?
No, I don't think so.
I'll message her on Instagram right now.
Yeah. No, just let me know what she says if she gets back to you.
Yeah, she will.
During the show. She will. She has nothing better to do.
Camilla.
She's like from VGBs? Sure.
Yeah, then she'll drop everything.
I'm Camila Cabello.
Message. Okay. Hey. Oh. You can't message this account. So the text box was there on my screen for a second, and I typed in hey, and then the computer was like, whoa. Hold on. You cannot message this account unless they follow you. So
hold on a second.
So I cannot message Camila Cabello.
That's a bummer. Well, sorry.
Well, no, here's what I'll do. We can fix this. Go to plus and then story. And then I'll flip this baby front facing. Hey, what's up, Camilla? Niki here, VGBs.com. Do you think I should zoom out from just it being my eyeball, John?
No, you got nice eyes.
Okay, great. Hey, we're doing a investigative journalism right now, and we're trying to figure out if you've ever played Madden before. So if you have played Madden, let me know. And if you haven't, also let me know. Thanks so much.
And then post Reb's piece about Tim Walsh's and say it's kind of like this.
We're kind of gonna do like Reb's piece from IGN. You've heard Imagine Games Network. Okay, so thanks so much.
Love Imagine Games Network? Yes, I'll get right back to you.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Camilla. Come on. Thank you. Okay, so I'll just tag her.
Great. Yeah, just tag her.
So that's done. This is a fun bit. We haven't done a bit like this since like 2019, John.
We haven't done a bit like this in a long time. My mother handed me a beer right before we got on the
What's podcast. In there?
And it's got a Cowboys koozie, a bottle on it.
Mm-hmm.
I flipped that bad boy around to reveal a zipper.
Interesting.
Like the back of a dress.
Yeah. That's beautiful, really, kind of.
Really weird.
No, that's beautiful, I think.
You think so?
Yeah. That's kind of like shows the beauty of life.
Feels like I should see this beer's ass crack if I unzip the thing, but I'm not. There's no ass crack.
No, there's. Oh, you're not seeing it. So you already did undress the beer.
I already did undress I undressed the beer. I was like, did this beer have something in it?
Congrats on your wedding to the beer. Your first time seeing your naked beer's body.
Yeah.
On the night of your wedding.
I have a beer.
John, it was Gamescom this week, or it still is?
It still is. It's still going. This is Gamescom 2024 happening in Cologne, Germany, and you've got some coworkers that are there right now.
Here's my fun. Yeah, it's fun for them probably. Not for me. I'm not there.
Wait, no. This is a crucial question.
Yeah.
I don't want to get you in trouble. Mm-hmm. But do you think that they are having a good time?
It's probably hot as fuck. They're not playing anything new.
They traveled really far.
Really fucking far. No. Like, they're probably having fun together. But here's my actual take about Gamescom. Gamescom is a lie that they tell to Europeans. Like, it's nothing. It's worse than PAX, I think, Gamescom. It's gotta be worse than the worst PAX that you could possibly have. Gamescom is. It's more people, it's bigger, and there's less stuff. There's not even like fun little panels from people you know and care about. It's just like, what if E3 was fucking huge and all of the games that are out were games that you could already play? Like, no fucking way. I'm Gucci. And you're in Germany, which is like in August. Like, nah, it seems crazy. I'm okay. However, Gamescom, if you're listening, I will be available to go next year. So call me whenever. Like,
So VGB's for sure wants to go to Germany next year.
So, but like, I'm not gonna go.
You watched it on Giant Bomb, right? On the opening night live. I watched it on the VGB's channel. I don't remember much except for our fucking called shot.
I felt so fucking
Peter Molyneux is back.
I felt so strong and so powerful. And then it was one of those moments where I felt strong and powerful, and then I was like, am I misremembering? And then I had to text you.
No. We absolutely called it. We were like, this guy's got to come back. We got to get more characters back in. And listen, like, I know he did a $54 million NFT game that literally no one remembers happening. That's how he's quote unquote self-funding a game called Masters of Albion. And if you're thinking to yourself, Albion, isn't that the name of the universe of Fable? Doesn't Microsoft probably kind of have some kind of claim to that? Well, folks, yes and no. It is it is basically incapable of being copyrighted, but Microsoft probably does have some sort of claim to it in some way that makes it feel deeply irresponsible that he would name it this, which is so on brand.
That's really funny. Deeply on brand. The thing that's really funny to me is, why would you, if you're Jeffrey Keighley, why would you get, well, and I know the answer, but why would you want that smoke? Like, why would you associate yourself with that fucking smoke?
Why does Jeff Keighley want the email on Monday morning from Phil Spencer? That's like, hey, dog, like, we're definitely not coming. Like, that Indiana Jones thing was like the last thing that we're giving you.
And like, I don't know, whatever. It looks bad. Like, game looks bad.
Oh yeah, no, it looks it's a game. For those who missed it, it is Masters of Albion. It is essentially a god management sim where you got a town and everything is connected to physics. So when you pick up a body, it kind of ragdolls, and you pick up like a house, it has physics to it. There's like this through line of humor, and then it's like, oh, at night the zombies come, and then you like pull one of the barbarians outside the gates, and then you could basically become that barbarian and control them. But like, it looks like it controls like shit. And then, very funnily, you could switch to God mode to, I guess, just immediately electrocute the zombies to death. But it never moved the health meter on the demo that they were showing.
It's going to be the biggest game ever made. It's going to sell 1 million copies.
Biggest game ever.
It stars Milo. Here. I
Milo's
can't
here.
fathom why. Just simply why. It's so sad because it's like he clearly can't let alone. He's got so much money. Or maybe he doesn't. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he doesn't actually have that much money.
Well, what did he actually, I mean, it's like, what did he actually use the 54 million in NFT?
Did he get all of it?
That's what I asked that question out loud. I was like, I don't know if he got all of
even
that,
a fraction.
I'm curious about what part of it he got.
Yeah.
Right. Even a quarter of that would be a lot.
I don't know. But if you told me Peter Molyneux is not good with his money, I would believe you, you know? So like he's got
believe you.
100 cars. Like, yeah, did we look up his Bring a trailer? Peter Molyneux Bring a trailer. He doesn't have one. Well, He doesn't own a car. They don't have cars in England. I forgot about that.
They don't really have cars. No, we don't have cars in England. We ride around on motor carriage pulled by buggy.
Can you name a single other game that was announced
from that showcase?
That isn't Indiana Jones?
That too.
Okay.
Yes, I can. Because I'm going to say it's Lynked.
With a Y.
Lynked. And I remember this because the logo literally says Lynked.
Yeah.
There is literally an O in front of Lynked. And I was like, Lynked? That's interesting. What a weird name. And then they're like, oh, this is Lynked.
It's not you.
No, it's not. This is Radical Shites all over again. This is Radical Shites again. You can't put an O at the beginning of something and be like, no. The O's silent. No, you can't. And you can do that for a possum. I mean, you can't do that for like literally anything else.
Banner. If the full link game is called Linked Banner of the Spark. Sure. It's Fortnite Save the World, but isometric top down.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yep.
That seems okay. So you can't name anything else.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. Wow. Gamescom is nothing. Like, it isn't anything. And I don't understand. It's just because it's the only one Europe has.
I mean, announced, no.
Who cares?
They showed Civ 7.
What did they show like, for real though, what did they show in Civ 7 that is, like, interesting? Like, shit looks the same. No.
They didn't show any sort of mechanics. It's just like, it's another one of these. Yeah.
Borderlands 4, John. You're missing the big one.
Yeah. Borderlands 4, there's like InZOI.
InZOI is the Korean Sims game.
InZOI is the life simulator,
huge, right? I think.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. Because it looks like very maximalist in a way that The Sims is not even
going to be so many pornography mods for this video game. It's going to be huge. They're going to revolutionize the video game category on Pornhub. It's going to be crazy. They're making a new Mafia game. Do you care?
Mafia, the old country, was here's one last thing. And it was really tough for me to imagine. Like, Jeff is definitely not above some of the worst one last things because he had that Fast and Furious one. But this was kind of a doozy of like if they had actually any gameplay, I would be like, okay, it's fine, but there was nothing. It was basically like, hey, Sicily, the Godfather Part 2. There's a lemon. There's a lemon tree and a guy that's like, we gotta do business. And it's like, that's it. That's all it was. And then we had a guy that's like, hello, my name's Trent Reznor, and I'm making Mafia, the old country. In Mafia, you go around with your pasta making friends and you're going to be ruining the mafia. And it's like, that's all he said. Like, and that was it. That was the end of the thing. And it's like,
awesome.
Every mafia, thank you. Every mafia game.
Indiana Jones in the Great Circle. I'm actually excited about this video game. This trailer was very funny though, because it did, the way that it was pitched made it feel like Troy Baker thought that he was the first person to ever play Indiana Jones before.
Troy Baker went from, this is so funny because I've followed I don't follow any part of Troy Baker's career because the last time I did, he was playing sad music on a TikTok account. And I was like, no, thanks. But I followed him when he started to be like, kind of that like incredulous, kind of playing at incredulous. Like he's being a little bit disingenuous, but also kind of being like, really, you want me to be Harrison Ford? That's a big ask. Like I saw an interview where he was like, this feels like a mistake. Like, frankly, like, I don't think this feels right. And I watched him go from that to this trailer, which is basically like one man is literally to be Indiana Jones. I mean, only one that could do Troy Baker. Like the fucking 180 he did on this in like 6 months is so funny to me. It's like, wow, me, Harrison Ford, that seems really crazy to me. I don't even think I could do his voice too. There's only one person who can be Indiana Jones. It has to be, and it's me, Troy Baker. Hi.
That game looks good.
Yeah,
it's coming to PlayStation. Are you excited?
I did not think that trailer looked good, but then I read some previews that were like, this is more interesting than you think it is, because it's a lot of like Chronicles of Riddick DNA. Which is that's like, good. Oh, okay. That's really weird.
I trust machine games to make a good and fun video game, I think is how I feel about it. So
yeah, they're really good. It's coming to they're really good. And it's coming out on PlayStation in the spring.
Which tracks because of course. Of course it is. Well, of course it is. You think Disney's going to let them release a game exclusive to the Xbox? What? That's crazy. You know who wants to make money on this? Disney. You know who also wants to make money on this? Microsoft. They're going to put it everywhere. It's going to sell 1 million copies. It's going to be crazy.
That sells so many copies.
I'm using the Polygon article. So thank you, Michael McWhirter, for this list. That's what I'm going. That's why the order I'm going through. Call of Duty Black Ops 6. We don't have to talk about
it. Thank you, Michael.
Who gives a shit?
No, and it had literally Jeff was like, let's bring to the stage the people to talk about Call of Duty. And on stream, I said, I'm going to go make some food and I'll be back. Yes, and when I got back, they were still doing Call of Duty. Yeah. And I was like, yo, first of all, that was $1.3 million probably.
Yes.
To just occupy the space.
Right into Jeff's pocket, I think.
Crazy.
Right. Dying Light pocket. The Beast. Who cares?
Was that a DLC or a sequel? Because I could not tell.
So it is.
It's expandalone.
Okay, so you of course remember the main character from the first Dying Light.
That was the funniest fucking moment of the entire thing. Because like they do this trailer, right? And it's like I am the beast, and it's like you turn into this like big hulking thing, and that's kind of the thing. And it goes back to Jeff, and I'm going to do my honest attempt at remembering what the character's name is. Yeah, this is not a bit. I'm going to really try. Jeff's like, all right, that's Dying Light, the Beast. I can't wait to get back in the shoes of Drake Devin once again.
One more. You want to give it one more?
And I'm like,
you're emotionally very close.
Yeah. All right. Like, I can't wait for Dying Light the Beast. I cannot wait to step back into the shoes of Devin Moxley one more time.
His name is Kyle Crane.
Kyle Crane's
back. Who
got
cares? It? They're making the Supermassive games. The Dark Pictures people, they're making another scary game. This whole thing is what if also that's the other thing about Gamescom. Every game they announce is a fucking scary game. because they like that over there.
There are a lot of scary games. It's management, sicko stuff, and scary games.
Supermassive is making another one. This seems fun for those people. It's got the woman from Captain Marvel in it. Mm-hmm. They're remastering Goat Simulator.
They're remastering Goat Simulator. Did we actually get a clear sense of if it is because they were the ones that skipped, right? They skipped
1 to 3.
Goat Simulator 1 to 2
1 to 3 to 4.
Or 1 to 3.
And they should have called this one 2.
And when they should have called this one 2, and when they called it remastered, I was like, no, maybe it's a brand new game.
It's literally just.
But I guess it is literally a remaster.
They should have called this one 2.
Okay.
And like, I don't think that these games are funny at all.
They should call this one.
And I don't think that the tone is funny at all.
Yes.
And the only time I've ever respected them is when they called the second game 3, and that is funny. That's legitimately good. They should have called this game funny. 2.
It is. It is really good.
The new Amazon game King of Meat was announced.
King of Meat, which is like there was like some I almost said Among Us. There was some Fall Guys DNA with some kind of like
there was a game that Ubisoft
DNA.
made called Meet Your Maker a million years ago, where you made dungeons for your friends to go through.
I remember that.
This seems like that,
right?
Except it's a hack and slash. This seems fine. It's an Amazon Games joint.
It seems fine.
It's from them. They're the Don't Nod people. They're making another game about lesbians. Can you believe?
Oh man, I mean, fuck. Like I am very glad that those teams are continuing to make those games, and those people are continuing to play those games. But literally every single one of those trailers features a moment where my entire skeleton wishes it could crawl out of my mouth. Like, it's just like when she looks at the other one and goes, I think we should call it Bloom and Rage. I was like, I would rather shit my pants right now.
So that comes out on February 18th and March 18th. So yeah, congrats.
But if you love those, I'm really happy
on her new video game.
I like that's for Natalie Flores. I'd rather shit my pants and play one of the games that you like. Which is not true, because I played 1,000 Resist, which is her favorite game of the year, and
is
it
that
fucking
a real?
whips.
I don't know anything
really
about
good.
it. Is that a real?
So it's not
game?
a one to,
or do you read?
Yeah, it's it's a lot of reading, but there's a lot more moving around.
Okay, that's great.
It's not
if it's a visual novel, I'll miss it. But if I do control a little guy running around, then okay, that's
you control a little guy running around. So there's stuff to do. So it's not 1-to-1 that Natalie Flores games make me want to do that.
Like
it's
70,
just that those make me want to do that.
That math right?
Let's go 60-40. You know what? Let's go 67-33.
Okay, that's good math.
Let's do that.
Arc Raiders, which is, do you know what this is? What do you think this is?
Man, boy, oh boy, they really want me to play that game at Gamescom.
Yeah.
I've gotten a lot of emails that's like, hey, do you want to I was like, I'm not on the list. Like, I literally told the people at Gamescom that I'm not going.
Yeah.
But I'm still getting stuff that's like, do you want to play Arc Raiders? I'm like, I wish I could.
Technical.
Folks.
This game is from the people who made the finals, and then the finals popped off, so then they stopped making this game, and now they're done with the finals. Basically, is my read, and they're coming back to this one. They announced this game when we still had jobs at Fanbyte. Yep. That's how long ago they announced this game. It was 2021 early in the years when they announced this game at Summer Game Fest. My brand new game, Infinity Nikki, is coming out. They misspelled my name, but it's okay. They also didn't. I did sign. Here's the thing that's fucked up, though, John. I signed a name, image, and likeness deal, and this character doesn't look anything like me. Nothing like me, but they did send me a check for $600. But they spelled my name wrong, so like, I'll take it. It's fine. But Infinity Nikki is.
And they made
my face with AI, and they made Barley into a cat, which is weird.
Yeah.
So like, I don't.
Yeah, which is a little weird.
Yeah,
it took
I don't really understand. But she didn't sign the deal. and I'd have to read the legalese to see if maybe she was wrapped into mine. But this is an open world dress up adventure game.
It's an open world dress up with very little
trailer,
dressing up in the trailer, because everyone was popping off like, "Oh, this is an open world dress up game," and I was like,
"Yes,
big lack of dressing up in this."
Yeah,
trailer,
in every promotional image, she's wearing the same clothes. So, yes,
the same little like gothic Lolita.
So that game looks interesting. I just think it's funny that there's a game called Infinity Nikki coming out.
Yeah,
Dune Awakening. I'm not going to talk about. Who cares? It's an MMO. Well, it's an MMO. They're going to shut it down in 4 years. Like, do you know what's weird, Nikki? Is that I had a different. You think it has the juice?
I think that's got the juice.
Okay, well, John says it has the juice.
Yeah, because when the trailer started, I was like, "This is so dead on arrival. This is so dead on arrival." But then I saw some of the sicko stuff, like you'll be able to actually control the economies and stuff, which I need to be very clear to everyone listening. Yeah. I don't fucking care.
Yes.
I will never touch this game. This is not, but it will be reported
with a fervor.
In reports that make me go, ooh, that's delicious. Yeah. And if I understood any of this, I would be
it's like that
so
space
turned
game.
On right
With
now.
EVE Online.
But
yeah,
it's like EVE. It's like EVE Online. It's exactly like that. Like whenever I read someone that's like, this Polish man went bankrupt because a group of teens decided to stole all of his spaceships. I was like, that's the most delicious story you've ever published. I want to know more about this. Tell me more about the video game that let you go broke, please.
No.
And it's not gambling. Like that's the thing. It's like tell me more about the video game that makes you go broke without gambling. So yeah, let's do that. So in that regard, I watched that trailer and I was like, this might have some sicko juice, because they already have, because the sandworm is the nuke in Fallout 76. It looked like what you could do is basically, once you get in deep somewhere, you could basically be like, well, I've got a sandworm, and then like the sandworm can eat everything. Someone in chat was like, how do you get all this shit back from people? And I was like, what if you meet up with the sandworm later and he like gives you all the stuff that you
Is the sandworm friendly?
Yeah, he spits the stuff out. The sandworms in Dune are deeply ambivalent about everything, but they respond to vibration. Out? So they've got, you can extract spice from the sandworms and basically the crust of the earth, because the worms are basically eating stuff under it. And then when the worms have a baby, that's when you can actually make the most concentrated spice by extracting it from.
Is the spice
the baby
tasty, or is it drugs? Okay,
the spice is drugs. The spice is drugs that basically rewrites her DNA, and the one that you get from the baby. A pregnant lady took it, and then the baby grew a brain inside of her, and that was talk to
good
her.
Or bad.
Like that's how powerful the drugs are. The woman seemed like she thought it was deeply unpleasant, but was like, "This is pretty powerful."
Reanimal.
Cool.
Who cares? Yeah. So. It's the
Reanimal was the one
from
that
the
looked like Little Nightmares that everyone was like, oh, it's Little from the Little Nightmares team. And then they were also making Little Nightmares 3.
Yes.
Fucking insane. What is happening? Like, oh, let's make a scary side scroll. Okay. What if, like, I'm getting a little burnout on that, Jorgen. Yeah. Can we do something else? And Jorgen's like, sure. What if now hear me out. We make it a little bit scarier.
Okay, that's it. That's great.
And
that's awesome.
That's it. All right, cool. And it's called Little Nightmares 3. No. This one's called Reanimal. This is the
point of the show where I really did realize that it is just, do you have the money to cut the check? That's it. Like that straight up is it. Yep. Like it literally is, do you have the money to cut the check? Yep. Because there's no curation happening. because all of these games are treated with the same, and not, I really am not trying to, I'm being kind of flippant with these games because they are not games that I am going to play. Very importantly, I do think that like these teams should have their moments and that these games will find audiences. It just is not me.
Oh, 100%.
And as a vessel to be told about video games, these shows I think should be a little bit broader base and have better curation, as opposed to there are 5 games in this showcase that looked exactly like this. 2 of them were from the same studio, and that doesn't help the studio at all. They spent $300,000 at a minimum, right? They had 2 trailers, and it sounds like the running rate is $150,000 for 30 seconds. Or for a minute, I'm sorry. And they had 2-minute long trailers. So $300,000. Why would you spend 6 figures, mid 6 figures, to put your own game in a situation where it gets confused with the other game that you're making?
I don't know, because it's like I remember when the first Wholesome Games Direct came out, and I was like, I felt like I was in the minority at the time of being like, I mean, I love, like, same sentiment. These teams should have their moment. I hope these games find their audiences. I don't have any sort of like animosity toward these games existing. The animosity I'm feeling in my gut is you just showed us 30 minutes of shit that looks fucking identical to me. And so what am I supposed to remember from it?
There has to have been a more effective way to spend $150,000 of marketing budget. Like, just because it is Gamescom, and just because it is Jeff Keighley does not inherently mean that it was a worthwhile spend. No one will remember Reanimal until the next time they spend $150,000 at another Jeff Keighley show. So why would you spend $150,000 now when this game is not supposed to come out for another year? Like, it simply doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I don't get it. I
think what I'm really interested in is how much does it cost to do a trailer on the pre-show? But it has to be exponentially less, because like they had Dave the Diver doing a cross with Balatro, 2 of the biggest indie successes.
One of them's
in the past 18 months.
Yes.
Well, one of them
is
quote
real
unquote
indie, and the other one
You're
is
right.
indie.
You're right. One of them is real indie. One of them is quote unquote
What's that
indie.
bullshit?
You're so right. But triple yeah. That's so true. That's a really good point. But like, I sat there going like, remembering what was in the pre-show, going, a lot of that shit in the pre-show is going to do better than the things that we just saw in the main show. And they probably spent much less money.
At least $150,000. THQ Nordic did. I'm assuming that the publisher paid this money, right? This announcement trailer for Reanimal has 70,000 views. That's crazy. That's
so tough.
You can't, like, you just can't. That's nuts. That's 2 people.
That's really like if I were in charge of ROI on that project, I would have.
And it's like you can't. You obviously, like,
that's awful.
Jeff is obviously going to have the analytics on, like,
I know.
Oh, yeah, he'll have the analytics on how many people were watching while that trailer was running. So like those numbers are gonna be. That's more than 70,000 people saw that trailer. But like, what it means is that people have not even remembered the game for long enough to go, what is that name of that game? I missed it. I am going to go watch the trailer for it on YouTube. 70,000 views is like, that's insane.
Right.
That's unsustainable. It's tough. Like, it's just tough. So that's Reanimal. Monster Hunter Wilds, I don't care. Is it fair to say, John, that we are an anti-Monster Hunter website? Can we come out?
We're an
I'm happy to be on the right fucking side of history.
Yeah, I'm sorry, folks. Yeah, it's just it's not right. It's not
fun.
It's not good. It's not fun. It's not fun. It's like it feels worse than Dark Souls, and also it's like instead of like a ghoul that wants to eat my blood, it's like a bison that is just trying to feed its family. It's like, oh, you've cornered the bison. It's scared. Its behaviors are changing. Great. I'd rather try to cook and eat
it's shitting and pissing because it's scared
to play this.
Oh, cool.
It's shitting and pissing because it's scared. Now you can use the piss to lure its babies over. It thinks it's its mom's piss. Come on over, kids.
Get the sniper.
Right,
this sword is a gun. This sword is a gun.
Like, Jesus Christ.
Could kill the pig. Stupid.
Yep.
Dumb. Awful game.
Kill the pig. We actually went to a pig farm in Bentonville, Arkansas.
That's the audio we recorded.
And we recorded. We got all the Foley. We got all the Foley. We got the Foley.
Man,
we got the
7
Foley.
We talked about already. Who cares? Like it's gonna come out. It's not gonna have all the shit that the people who played Civ 6 want for another year. The game's gonna come in 2026. They're gonna be like, it's Civilization 7 2.0, and then everyone's gonna be like, yay!
2.0.
I can. Yay!
Keanu Reeves is in it now.
Who cares? No one knows. No one knows what happens in Civ. Marvel Rivals apparently does have the juice. I did not play it during the beta. Did you play it during the beta?
I think I opened it.
So apparently, from conversations that I have had with my coworkers over at giantbomb.com, it does have the juice. And they announced that all of the characters are going to be free moving forward. So which is huge because Overwatch just did that recently. After having that be the case in Overwatch 1, and then the Overwatch 2 came out, and then it was tied to a battle pass, and they changed their minds, and they said everyone can. So it does seem like Marvel Rivals kind of has the heat required to kind of snatch the Overwatch crown. We'll see how that goes. Secret Level got a trailer. Which is an anthology series in the style of Love, Death, and Robots from Blur Studios, the people who made Love, Death, and Robots, and also basically every cutscene in a video game is probably them. They did most of the cinematics in Deadpool 1. This looks whatever.
I was kind of embarrassed at how many people were like really excited about it, while I was sitting there going like, wait a second, like really, like oh, it's Mega Man, but it's like kind of grim dark, and I'm like,
I just need to be convinced,
I'm good.
I think about like this is going to be a Black Mirror situation, I think, where I think a lot of people will think that it is doing something and saying something, but it says nothing, it is doing nothing.
Right.
And is going to be very like, and I don't mean to, I feel especially prickly about poking at this because I think I'm mostly on your side, John, about this, but I do think that there is something different about the way that it feels like these teams care very deeply about the ways that they are telling these stories. And like that, as far as that is concerned, I'm like, oh, sick. Like that seems great. Like a take on Mega Man that is different seems interesting. However, the difference seems to be, what if we made it an Xbox 360 generation cutscene? And like, that's not it either.
Yeah. What if we made it? Yeah.
So
I didn't. Yeah, there's some stuff that like Keanu is in the.
He's in the Armored Core. I don't even remember
which game he was in, but they showed him.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I think there will be like 4 episodes of this that I like, and I think the other 11 of them will be nothing to me. And I think that there will be 4. I think, which is kind of how. No, for sure.
Kind of how Love and Robots
is kind of honestly what they're banking on, right? Everyone's 4 episodes is going to be different. They're making 15 of them, and then that's going to sustain you enough to have like the Mega Man perverts are going to be satiated by the Mega Man episode. And that might not be the episode for me, so I won't resonate with it. The Sifu episode might hit for everybody, right? Like Sifu is agnostic and like interesting enough. Like, oh, it's just a kung fu guy. Like that kind of hit. So like if it feels interesting and they tell an interesting story in that world, like, okay, that might hit for everybody. Like the Dungeons and Dragons episode though, like who cares? Like who cares? You know? So we'll see. That's coming out.
Right.
It doesn't say in this article, so you can figure it out. They're putting a car in. We're almost done, John. They're putting a car in Starfield.
They're putting a car in Starfield. They're very excited about it. They did a full trailer for it. They reminded us that there's DLC coming out for it. There's like, oh, you can get a car and drive around the planets because we know, folks, that part of our game stinks. So we're going to give you a car.
And the DLC comes. The car came out yesterday. Yeah, and the
car
DLC
was already
comes out on September 30th. I will actually replay. I will start the game back up for this DLC. Because it's the only part of the game that was interesting to me.
I was thinking about it.
That this DLC is going to focus on is going to focus on the cult that what I don't fucking remember her name, but the chick with the cool black dress who was exiled from her like section of the galaxy because she was a spy, and like there was like the evil snake people, like that's what the focus is.
Yep.
And like that seems legitimately interesting to me. So I will give it a stab, and then I will.
Yeah, they definitely were right about
for sure. Yeah.
What is
like having made that call
of their game, which is like that does give me legitimate hope about like, okay, the vanilla version of this game had some problems that just had to kind of get out there. And then it's like, okay, this team actually understands what works.
Yeah, if it's at the scale of an outer, and that's the thing, right? And I think that was also the critique levied towards the game before, right? Is that it felt like, well, why didn't you just make like 2 games that were as big as Outer Worlds instead? Or Outer Wilds instead, right? And it's like, okay, if actually Shattered Space is like, we've made half of Outer Wilds, like that might hit actually. So we'll see. That comes out on September 30th. Yeah. Monument Valley 3. I forgot about this game until just now. I'm amped. Netflix exclusive.
Netflix exclusive.
So I'm amped about that. That game is pretty. John. Mm-hmm.
Hey, did you know? Hey, can I tell you a story real quick about Monument Valley? So their company's called Us Too, right? Right. Do you know what their full company name is?
Well, I just Googled it. But no, can you please tell me?
No. I want you to read the whole thing. Just read what the full company name is.
The company is called Us Two Fampany Limited.
Fampany. Now, what is Fampany?
It's got to be fan company, right?
Indicate.
No, family company. This game is fucking stupid. Unbelievable.
Niki, they changed it to that.
From just being Us Two?
It was Us Two, and then it was the Us Two Fampany.
That's
in 2015.
Insane. Oh my
crazy. God. I am also excited about that, but like, folks, if you're like, we gotta get it right that this is a family and a company, like we gotta make sure that that's clear. Like, folks, don't do that. They were talking about, would you do if you worked at a company with 150 people and they went on a group camping trip to Croatia?
Yeah, but do I get to go
about that?
I'm pretty
amped. Yeah, of course. Pretty amped to go on a company trip with 150 people to Croatia.
And I've never been?
Yeah.
Do I like 6 people?
Yeah, I think that's my point, is that for me, one of those excursions would be like the 6 of us trying to avoid
and that kind of
the rest
fun
of the
to me.
Trying to avoid the rest of the Fampany. We have to avoid the Fampany.
Awful.
They might be one, like genuinely, they might be wonderful. They make some really cool games. And that's great. But it's like, wow, the instinct to go, well, we had a cool thing going. Awful. Let's call it a Fampany.
Terrible.
Is crazy.
Also, earlier I said that they made dots. Right. I'm sorry, they did not make dots. I was mistaken. It was with deep regret.
They made they made threes. I'm sorry, I'm getting word that's they also not true.
With care, which is them.
Oh, that's right.
So Monument Valley 3, from your Fampany to mine, or whatever. Batman Arkham Shadow is a VR Batman.
That's game. A VR game, which is a MetaQuest 3 exclusive, is what they kept saying. So it sounds to me like it won't be powerful enough to run on a Quest 2.
Which tracks. It probably requires some tracking stuff also that the Quest 2 can't do. Probably. Masters of Albion, we talked about. Squid Game Unleashed, which is like, wow, they really just did not watch the show.
Now that one gets the most dead on arrival award, I think. Of just like, you're so far past the moment, both with Fall Guys and Squid Game. Like you've missed the heat on both of these by a crazy amount.
So that's coming quote unquote that was soon. A weird one. It doesn't say when. Yeah. And Diablo 4. So Vessel of Hatred.
Diablo 4 Vessels of Hate.
Which is very funny.
Yeah, Vessel of Hatred, that's right.
Was only good to me because the woman that they brought out kept being like, and the folks over at Blizzard have had a great time crafting Vessel of Hatred for you. And it's like, oh, so you've like, it's really funny.
So funny.
It's like, what is the Torment Nexus tweet? It's like, it gave me that energy. It's like we made a story about the Torment Nexus to tell people about how they shouldn't build the Torment Nexus, and then we built the Torment Nexus. Like, it's just, that's the vibe that I got.
Then we built
I also forgot to talk about Delta Force Hawk Ops from our friends over at Tencent Corporation.
Over at Tencent Video Games. I was saying on chat on stream, that game is the one I've received the most emails for.
Interesting. And that's a good
9 months. They want me to know about everything about this game. I will tell you that former colleague and friend Colin McGregor played this recently and said it was pretty fun.
Well, that's interesting. I believe him.
I'm willing to believe
of any of the people I know.
I believe
him about a shooter.
I believe him. I believe Mr. Marathon Destiny Apex Legends knows a bit about the juice. So I'm intrigued, but I am still like, God, I love the military.
It was military and scary. That was the whole show.
It was military scary.
And then we did forget to talk about how Tencent won an award yesterday, John.
Yeah, what was it for? Why don't you go ahead and tell me what it was for?
So it was Jeff
and who gave it?
I think, ? Or some lady.
Yeah,
in the United Nations, that's correct. Gave Tencent an award for the environment, for their protection of the environment or something. Now, do you think that was more or less money than THQ Nordic spent on advertising Reanimal?
I think it was more, and I'm wondering if the UN's got like a take a penny, leave a penny, where they're like, we're going to sue Israel, and everyone's like, yeah, and they're like, we're also going to give Tencent an environmental award. It's like, whoa, what? I mean, I guess it's the price we have to pay to try to get Bibi Netanyahu on some charges. Got to give Tencent an environmental award. There were some other games
that weren't in the thing that I listed, but they don't. Who cares? You know. Little Nightmares 3.
You're right. Well, we had a Hive question from Bone Chug Actual that basically asked, how did you like opening night live? Well, and that's our answer, Bone Chug, is that we saw a lot of stuff that we had to actively look at a sheet to remember and then find reasons to try to get excited about most of it. There were some things there that I'm like, I'm sure this is going to find an audience. But like, to me, a lot of it was very samey. it's clear that these shows, and like, this isn't a judgment. This is just more of an observation. It's clear that these shows care much more about taking every check that they can rather than curating a show. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm Jeff, I've already got the IMAX money, right? And I'm actually only going to take like 15 checks. And I'm going to build a show that is memorable and interesting.
Because you're the only game in town. That's the thing that I don't understand. It feels like only game in town. Shows, and the Game Awards kind of has different juice because I think it's the big one. But then it still doesn't feel too long like WrestleMania. And like you
God, Nikki, we are actually sorry. We are entering as a wrestling sicko. I'm remembering in 1995 when WWF was like, we're going to go from 4 pay-per-views to 12. And the feeling of like, oh man, I got to watch the 1, 2, 3 Kid versus Duke the Dumpster Droese on a pay-per-view now. It's not just like Bret Hart and Undertaker matches. I've got to watch this shit. And then this is what it feels like now. It's like now Jeff is starting to do more of these shows at Gamescom in the summer, which is only 6 weeks ago or whatever the fuck or whatever. And then again in a few months, it's like it's starting to feel like these shows have to get more uninteresting.
It doesn't make any sense because it's not. He's the only game in town, so it's not like he's the only. They're gonna go anywhere else.
No.
So what? Why you don't have to do this? You deeply don't need to do this.
No, I agree.
It's tough. Like it's just tough, and I think this show was too long. 2 hours is too many. Like it needs to be. It either needs to be 45 minutes or an hour and 15.
With a pre-show that actually matters if you care about learning about new stuff. Like so. It's again, the wrestling analogy is funny. It's like if I go look at a wrestling pre-show and I'm like, oh, there are 3 matches on it. I'm like, all right, I'll watch this because there are matches on it. If I know that's just people going like, here's what's coming up, I'm like, well, this is going to be fucking bogus. So I'm going to skip it. But they showed some interesting stuff. So it's 2.5 hours. Yeah. And it's front loaded to me. Like it's like the first 30 of the pre-show has got some stuff that like everyone's too smart to cut a huge check. And then it's like a couple of big ones that feel curated.
And then it's like you let Hoyoverse give you $500,000 to show all 3 of their videos.
God. And tell me which was which at any point. We were playing the game of like, which one is this? Yeah. Is it Honky Star Rail?
Zenless Zone Zero.
Is it fucking Zenless Zone Zero? Is it Mista Pandaria? Is it the Lich King? Is it Vessel of Hatred? Like which one is it? So it's just I think there needs to be curation. Like there needs to be an eye of, frankly, like no one should write a check for $130,000 to show a trailer. But if I'm Jeff, I'm like, no, man, make that $250. Get the fucking heavy hitters, weed out the ones that are just gonna muck this up, and do 15. Do 15.
It's not that hard. Like, and I've literally been saying this for 4 years. I don't think it's that hard. But I actually don't think this part of the job is very difficult. To be able to look at a list of the games and determine whether or not they have the juice for a broad audience should not be that difficult if you are paying attention to
I don't think it's that hard.
And to the industry. Like it should not at no point. And like, listen, Infinity Nikki seems great. If I'm Microsoft, I'm pissed that Indiana Jones and Infinity Nikki were given the same amount. That's
exists
nuts.
In the same
that invalidates and dilutes the value of your thing if they are being put up against games from studios that nobody has ever heard of, from teams that nobody has ever heard of, for an audience that is not particularly extant or identifiable, which is not to say that Infinity Nikki did not deserve its time on this stage. It did. My game is going to come out and it is going to win Game of the Year, and we all understand that.
and let's all buy
exactly. I
so
need those royalties if I didn't sign them away. But like, fuck.
Oh
shit.
Yeah, for $600.
But like,
fuck.
That's
big
that
mistake.
Is nuts. I don't get it.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
So I don't know. It was a weird show, and I think Gamescom is weird every year because what was that? It was a weird show. Night Live when we were at Fanbyte, they announced a helicopter game that never came out. Do you remember that?
It never came out. I do. Well, it's just, and also Gamescom is the first of 3 quick shows where it's Gamescom and PAX.
Yes.
And then it's Tokyo Game Show, which is in September. And Tokyo Game Show usually, that's where like Sega and Square and whatever, they'll usually hold something for those events that feels pretty big.
Yeah.
But for Gamescom, that's not really happening.
Like if news got announced at PAX. And like the thing about PAX that hits is that there's only really ever one story, right? Like, so like at PAX,
there's only ever one
PAX
story.
East it was 2. PAX East it was Dawn Trail and Warframe. Those were the 2, and everyone else was smart enough to be like, okay, we don't need that heat. We'll go to Summer Game Fest because that one's coming up later.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then Summer Game Fest, when everyone is trained to understand that this is the window is wider. It's open wider. More stuff can get in. The window closes after that. And it does not reopen really until the Game Awards. So like, I don't get it. It's not hard. Jeff Keighley, hire us. It's not that hard. We'll fix this shit right up.
Jeff, we will curate this, bud.
Oh, listen.
We'll get those checks
and listen,
in.
If a couple thousand missing, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Like, what are you're gonna miss it? Well, you know what? If you ever catch us stealing money from you, then you're allowed to put it on one of those big screens.
Yes, you'll put it on every IMAX, real or fake,
and
in the country.
Expose us.
I don't care.
Do it. What's the last IMAX movie you saw?
Damn. Oh, I know it. I'll get you the exact title of it. California Science Center. IMAX.
The Otters of Portland.
And I watched 15 minutes of this 40-minute flick, Blue Whales HD.
Nice. Blue Whales.
So I sat in there for 15 those whales.
Big,
listen, those whales were big. All 15 minutes of those whales that I saw before I said, "Oh, the game's gonna start." Then I walked out.
Mm-hmm.
It was $6. It's a pretty chill way to spend $6 instead of standing outside.
All right, yeah, that's not bad.
So yeah, that was
that's Gamescom.
Do we have?
Wow.
Yeah.
Hive questions. We have some. Yeah. Name a woman from Papa Bear's Eye.
A woman?
Yeah.
A woman.
A woman, yeah.
Damn. Natalie Flores. Thanks.
Natalie, that's a good one. That's a good one.
That's a great one.
Reb Valentine.
We did great. Good job, John.
That's a great one.
They'll never cancel us.
We did it. They'll never cancel us. Has a video game ever made you cry?
I'm assuming tier of...
That's from...
Yeah,
that's
tier
from
of sad.
McDykel, by the way.
And not tier of, like, laugh.
You know what? There's no specification here. I'm going to assume they mean sad, but I'm kind of interested in both.
Let's see if any of them hit me.
I'm trying to think of sad video games. I'm sure I've cried sad at like something really weird.
I don't think I've ever a video game's ever made me cry. Like in any respect, laugh
I kind of
or
don't in any real
because
way.
you always end up having to do something afterwards, you know? So like
right.
Like,
yeah, you're always you're
yeah,
you always
like,
gotta keep your head on a swivel, right?
Yeah.
You don't really have time
I'm looking
to be
at
sad.
a list and number 25 on here is Heavy Rain. Like there are no sad video games, gang. Like Cyberpunk 2077 is on this list. Like, come on.
Someone on Reddit, so I looked up sad video games. Someone on Reddit said the last missions in Detroit Become Human.
Yeah, that's great. That's right.
That's a great one.
No fucking way.
Last mission of Halo Reach.
Come on. You're not crying at the last mission of Halo Reach. The last game that maybe got me close was that blinking game.
I'm not.
And I don't think that was me actually crying in response. I think it was because I was keeping my eyes open for
right.
So like I don't think it was
There's
John.
No.
Gun,
you got
what the fuck happens in that game? Tell me a single fucking thing that happens in that game. You. What happens in it?
They got you. You get the full effect of what it's like.
Yeah, for sure. Kind of, yeah, absolutely. So it wasn't that one because I don't remember it at all.
Don't remember it. Yeah. No, I don't think a game has ever made me cry. I remember I want to make sure that at least one answer to these questions is like kind of enthusiastic and fun because I feel like I've been a little down on this one. But I will just say, some people are like, you're gonna really cry at the independent game called To the Moon because the writing is so beautiful. And actually, dog, the writing of that game is some of the worst I've ever fucking read.
Wow.
And it made me cry because I was so fucking sad that I was playing it. Get 'em. So it's not really something.
Maybe
I haven't gotten to the end of Thousand Resist yet. Maybe I don't know. Do it.
I don't think Thing don't make me cry. The only movie I've ever cried in movie twice. I cry every time Miles talks to his dad through the door Miles' dad talks to Miles through the door in Spider-Verse. That gets me every time. And then I don't think I've ever cried during a movie. I just don't think that that's the way I emotion. I cry a lot. I want to be so clear.
I cry a lot. I was going to say the same thing. It's like I cry at the drop of a fucking hat. Like, I cry a lot at songs and not like at expected moments, like moments where I'm just like, it just like hits me in a way. At the end of Coco, sobbing.
Oh, I cried in
sobbing.
I think I also did cry in Coco. I cried in Moana when the grandma comes back.
At the end of that movie.
That got me. I laughed when the woman dies in Up. No, it didn't make me cry though.
No way.
I didn't
so
laugh,
sad.
But it
didn't make you cry. All right.
Yeah, with that big
I cried when Lightning McQueen died. Yeah.
Good question though.
I was like, no. Oh man. I will cry if I think too long about The Land Before Time.
Oh, they're not?
No, they're not.
It's just a little tar.
Littlefoot's mother is not fine. It's
he's sad now. What's the next question, John?
Sad.
Listen, sometimes dinosaurs die, John.
So sad. I know, but God, not Littlefoot's mom. All right. Name a celebrity. This is from Imran Khan. Name a celebrity that should be in Death Stranding, but Hideo Kojima is too cowardly.
He critically doesn't know anybody under the age of 30. Have you ever noticed that? He doesn't know anybody younger than 30 years old.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Sure.
Fair. Definitely fair.
Which is fair because he's in his 60s, right?
I think it's because he's afraid of them. And by them, I mean us, people like me.
Right. Yeah, I do too.
That's literally the name I was going to say, John.
You would never
Sabrina Carpenter. Not in a million years. He's so afraid. He loves her.
Incredible. Yeah.
Would never.
Right.
Coward.
Right. Yeah. He would, you know what? I wasn't going to say he would. He has paid one of his designers to build a coffee brand in the Death Stranding universe that Sabrina Carpenter would be part of. So she could be like, that's that me espresso
Sabrina Carpenter
in a Death Stranding.
Is final answer. Thank you, Imran.
So I think it's Sabrina Carpenter. Final answer.
Thank you,
when's the last time you played
this week?
Minecraft?
I was thinking about playing Minecraft the other day because there's new stuff in it, and I don't know what's happening.
Wow.
I haven't played Minecraft since I think we streamed it at Fanbyte. So in 2022, I think it was 2022 is the last time I played Minecraft.
Yeah, we streamed it at
Fanbyte.
It's been
2 years.
Yeah. It has been probably, if I don't count the moment I played it in the Minecraft Museum in Seattle.
Minecraft is not in Game Pass.
Then it's probably been about 7 years. It's very weird. It should be. I have also thought about playing Minecraft because it's a popular game to put on those TikToks where they want you to pay attention. And
we should
every
play
time
Minecraft,
I'm like,
John.
I should play Minecraft.
We should play Minecraft. And then what was that game that I texted you the other day?
We should play Minecraft. That's a great question, Lovett.
It was 12:30 in the morning.
God,
do you know how rare it is for me to be awake after 11:30?
It was Kit.
Yeah, it's from the guy who made Kerbal Space Program
Model Club on Steam.
Then he sold it to 2K, and then they've killed it. Oh, okay. But now he's back, and it's basically Kerbal Space Program, except you build model airplanes.
Now he's back,
which is pretty fun, and it's co-op. It's co-op from the ground up. That's kind of
cool. Yeah, we should play that.
So you can watch your friends build the planes, and then you can all fly the planes together, and that sounds fun. So we should play that in Minecraft once you get your setup set up.
We should definitely do that. Postman Dan, if you were to learn to write chiptune, what system would you most want to learn?
What soundboard am I using?
So I guess the question is, what soundboard would you be? Yeah.
I think Game Boy Advance for me, because it feels
I don't know if this is
to me than the SNES,
Game Boy Advance,
even though it's functionally the
That's
same.
A good one.
But there's something about the quality of sound coming out of that speaker that I have ingrained in my mind that feels different than what I assume the quality of the SNES to be, because it was coming out of television speakers. So I'm going to say Game Boy Advance final answer.
I think that's a good answer. If does Nintendo
because it's not
count?
Why would it not? It's gotta.
I guess it would. I just that we just don't normally talk about that in terms of chiptunes. But I mean, I guess I've listened to so many Radiohead covers that are in N64 sound font.
Yeah,
that I'm interested in getting in there.
Yeah,
whether or not it's maybe it's Yoshi's Story, maybe it's Star Fox. There's a lot of good sound fonts within the
that's good. Good answer, John.
System that I think I'd probably pick. Two more questions. When was the last time you left an industry event going, I liked what they had to show, and I have no awkward feelings about anything at all? That's from Papa Bear Sack.
Yeah.
Who, by the way, fucking sniper 360 no scope the vibe of this week of like us being like, God, that sucked, because
I think people are.
I think it sucked to most people, right?
Cold on this one. The thing about, I mean, I know we already talked about it for an hour, but like,
it was, walked away. I know the answer is E3 2019 for me. I felt pretty fucking good. They were talking about Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
They were talking about. I saw Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Which at the time
what was that
cool.
statue that they gave y'all? What game was that for?
I felt pretty good. I mean,
Animal Crossing was at that show. Luigi's Mansion 3 was at that show. Link's Awakening was at that show. Okay, so maybe Kingdom Hearts 3 was at that show. Not for me.
That's but a pretty like good
Kingdom Hearts 3 was at that show. Final Fantasy
that's
14
a pretty good. Yeah,
but that's a pretty good show. 2, Avengers. That show might have been good.
E3 might have been good, actually.
And we keep going talked back about. Like, more Dragon Age was at that show. Sayonara Wild Hearts was at that show. Mm-hmm. Warhammer Vermintide 2. Fall Guys got announced at that show. Wow. Okay.
Fall Guys was announced at that show.
Yes, we did. Wait, it wasn't on the show floor. I think we got to play it on the show floor. And it was like, you remember, it was like it was all soft touch, like a kid's.
That's right.
That's right. It was very cool. I was thinking about that the other day when I was thinking about how wild it is that Fortnite or that Fall Guys is just in Fortnite, to the point where I think at some point they're going to turn off the video game Fall Guys and make you just download Fortnite. I think they won't do that for Rocket League, but I have a bone feeling that they will do that for Fall Guys. And I can't explain why. I need to think about that idea in theory some more. Yeah, so I guess maybe E3 2019 was the last good one. It had that moment where Keanu said, "You're horny." What did he say?
I think that's the last time.
That's what he said.
You've got your dick out for me.
Stupid. Dumb. Whatever.
I think he said, "You're beautiful. You're beautiful." Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. All right, last question. Abyssal DCO asks, skip this if this is too personal.
Good question.
But new house superstition.
Well, yeah, what's your plan, John?
That's a good question.
Are you gonna do you save something nice for when you have things? Or are you gonna try to unpack? Like what's your plan?
Oh man, that's a good question. Do I have general first house superstitions? Like where I'm like, okay, we go, like, what's a thing that I do? I mean, like, I guess superstitions is tough. I don't think I really have any superstitions. I just have I have to. Mm-hmm. The thing I absolutely have to do before I even think about moving to a place is seeing what kind of internet I get.
Hell yeah, baby! 1,000 up, 1,000 down. You're going fast. You're going.
I got fiber. Yeah, we got fiber. We're going fast.
Hell yeah!
And we're gonna have some more. You're gonna build a
home server situation, you got a lot of John. You're gonna have a big ass. Wow.
We may do that. Because we're actually going to close one of the rooms in the house and turn it into my office. And I think that might be where the NAS lives. But do I have any superstitions? Generally. I don't know if I'm not a very superstitious person generally. And I also don't have first meals I have to check, but I also I will say, dude. While I was standing in that kitchen, it's a double oven, by the way. I've never lived in a house with a double oven, which is very cool. I immediately was like, I'm going to put something savory in one and sweet in the other at the same time. That's so great. I do have that planned. And it's I think that's about it. I'm going to think about it while you tell me.
When I moved into this place,
you do anything like that. When you move into a place.
And then that's it. But I only really saged it because that was told to me to do.
Okay.
So like, I don't really know if I don't know what I was doing about it, but I did do it. Yes. Correct.
Like it seemed like a good idea at the time.
Like,
so you
I don't know.
just
Barley
did
and I sat on the floor and I did intentions with Barley about like what I wanted from this space. And then that's kind of it.
Okay.
Really. Yeah, I don't really have any big superstitions like that.
And I kind of go through like, what do we want to like do and be in this house? And then and then what's so funny is to reflect on how little of it we did when we're leaving the other place. Like when we moved into the last place in Fayetteville, we're like, well, we know we're going to replace 100% of this fence. It is so ratted and shitty. Though. We have not fucking touched this fence in the 4.5 years that we've lived there or whatever. We've just been like, nah, it's fine. And so, I don't know. We always talk about stuff and then we usually kind of like grow into the house. We're like, we like this, it's fine. If anything is like too big of a deal breaker, we just won't move into it, so we're like, all right, so nothing really, but like, I don't know. It is fun. This is, so truly, truly deeply a position of privilege to be able to move into a place, regardless of if you're renting or buying, that like you can afford and that you will be safe and happy in. Everyone should have that privilege, but it is one of those deeply like fun and personal things when like things work out and you're able to kind of like make a space your own or just feel like it's a space where you can exist and be yourself and all that stuff. And so it's not something I take for granted. It's definitely something I think about, and I'm happy to be able to do it.
Burn
so
we'll
just make new memories in a new place. So I'm excited.
Burn.
It's so fucking funny. I mean, like Nikki, we're closed.
No, for sure. Something else could happen.
Like, we're not. Tomorrow's another day.
Ask about Skywrite.
We something else will happen. We get. Do we have to? I can't believe we signed over the sky rights. No, the airspace of your home was ours. Oh, brother. All right. Well, this is going to be it for this episode. This is episode 13. If you want to join the Hive over at VGBs, you can do so by going to VGBs.com/thehive. Nope.
VGBs.
Actually, you know what? That might get you there. Now that I think about it, but
it's loading. It's loading. It's white screen. It's still loading. 404 page not found.
Still 404. God damn it. So just go to VGBs.com/join and you'll have a few options, including a free option where it'll give you access to our Discord. But if you pay, you will get access to the Hive section of our Discord channel where you can ask us the questions that we answered on the show this week. Nikki,
this comes out tomorrow.
Plug?
Okay, so I was on UPF, you missed it.
Yes, on Friday afternoon. Yes.
So go back and watch it.
You missed
B
it.
Week is next week.
God
yes,
damn.
And John
but
and
B Week is next week, right?
And Jan will be on the Giant Bombcast next Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And you can figure out what time that is for you because you're an adult. So yeah, that's next week. Bombcast, Bcast is us.
That's true.
Yes.
That's very exciting. I'm excited to be on B Week, and I'm sure I'll have all my questions answered about why y'all chose to do B Week on that. No. It's going to be like a totally normal, fine conversation. Like, don't worry about it. Like, I appreciate the invite because it seemed like y'all thought of me, and then you're like, let's do B Week and not the other way around.
I think I said, let me scroll. I said, did I send it to you on Discord? I can't find it. Well, I asked you how far the Cotton Bowl was from your home.
Well, wait, hold on.
Maybe I did ask you on Discord.
You did do that, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I talked about And I talked about the Arlington.
No, I asked you on Discord. I said, "Are you free?"
Oh yeah, okay. I don't think we talked about it in text.
August 15th, 2024, 4:39 p.m. Are you free for the Bombcast on 8/27? And then I fucked up the date, so it's unclear. I must have fucked up the date because I edited the message. And then I said B week. I did not come up with B week in parentheses. You, me, Jan, and Grub. And then you said yes, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep, I said yes. I said yes. Huh,
I
didn't say the other things I was thinking. It's like B week, huh? B week, huh? But you know what? I can't own bees. This is like when I lived with a weird sex pest that wrote a article on a website once, and it was a column. It was called like the best and worst of Monday Night Raw, and he got mad one time because someone else also was like the best and worst of this movie I saw. He was like, the best and worst is mine. And from that moment, I was like, you can't own shit like that.
The bees are for the people, says John Warren.
The bees belong to everyone. The bees are for the people. So I'm happy to celebrate Bee Week with Giant Bomb, one of my favorite websites on the planet. And I love, you know what? I love all three of those people that I'm going to be on the show with. So thank you. So yeah, check in on the Bombcast that morning. I'm gonna try to make a Woo Hit work from somewhere that morning, but we'll see. It might be weird, but we'll definitely do the Bombcast.
Sick,
as I think I'll have my fiber hooked up at the new house, so it'll be great. All right, folks. This has been a fun one. Thank you, Niki, so much, and thanks to y'all for listening. And until next time, just keep on buzzing.